I wasn't even fucking recording.
You're a little darker, yeah, there you go. All right, so movie opinions right now.
I feel like Blade might pop up in the movie, not gonna lie. This shit might be tough though. I doubt it. If he does pop up, he probably gonna die.
No, we can't let them know, dude.
I didn't see the movie yet though. What's your pre-movie opinion?
I have no idea, no expectations, to be honest with you.
What's your pre-movie opinion,
I don't know any of y'all.
What's your pre-movie opinion?
Look, bro, I don't fuck with Deadpool. I don't fuck with Wolverine.
Damn,
Logan,
but like, bro, you bought all the tickets.
I bought all the tickets. This movie's about to be out.
And what's your pre-movie opinion, man?
I think it's gonna be good.
You think it's gonna be good?
Yeah.
So Max, what are your opinions on the movie after you've seen it in its entirety?
Most of the things that happened, I feel like this movie may have been, if not the best multiversal movie we've had since like No Way Home. To be honest with you.
If I'm being for real, bro, I think it was better than no. Are you fucking kidding me? My personal opinion, I feel like it was the best multiverse movie we had from Marvel.
Listen, even though it's called multiverse
of Madness.
It's still not a multiversal movie because of the.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't, bro.
They were literally breaking through the multiverse.
But there was nothing multiversal about it. Compare No Way Home and fucking what's it called?
Dude,
Deadpool
Strange literally fought another version of himself. We went to a universe where the version of him was dead. What do you mean there was no multiversal aspect of it?
That's the thing. The thing is, when it came down to multiverse of madness, it was just about like what's it called? Nexus beings, which is, if no one knows, is basically how one being is the same person throughout every universe. That's literally it. From there,
that's literally a multiverse.
But it was still the same actor. I will never consider Multiverse of Madness multiversal.
They don't have to be different actors to be a multiverse.
Okay, it was multiversal, but it wasn't as what people expected when they were like, "Oh yeah, the multiverse." You know, I like this movie so fucking much. It was really good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel like they did cameos way better in this movie. Like I feel like none of the cameos felt forced. None of them felt out of place. Because at least when I watch a Deadpool movie, I don't feel like anything is actually out of place. Everything feels like it belongs there. But in this movie, it felt like it actually had a reason to be there outside of just being a Deadpool movie. Because the Void makes sense. We explored the Void in Loki, the entire Loki series. There was even a reference in the movie that's where he said, I think it was like that Alioth from Loki season 1 episode 5 or some shit. That was fire. And since these movies have either been discontinued, have been canceled, or they've just like scrapped the ideas, or they're just poorly received from a universe that technically is no longer like ongoing, like Blade's movies. They made them shits and said, fuck no, we're not doing this shit no more. Scrap the universe, or I don't know if they said scrap the universe, but they just stopped making them. And tried to push him on the back burner. I think they tried to make us forget about Elektra, bro. I still remember that shit. I watched that movie like 5 times.
This movie was an introduction to Deadpool coming into the MCU, but also a goodbye to the older movies, the older like Fox universe that existed before this one. That's why, and I'm gonna hate saying this, when we first saw Johnny Blaze as a cameo, it was showing all the movies coming back and saying their goodbyes, even though we are going to see them in their own like back again, like the Fantastic Four and all that. We're going to see them renewed.
You're going to see Pedro Pascal's.
Mal did say that I spoiled it for him, even though it was right there in your fucking face. Which
I wanted, because even Deadpool, not even Deadpool knew who it was. And then before Deadpool, he thought he was going to say Avengers Assemble, and then he said Flame On. And before Deadpool even said Avengers Assemble, you were like, it's Johnny Blaze. And I'm like, bro, no, you're like, it's Human Torch. I was like, bro, what the fuck? And then Deadpool said Avengers Assemble, and fucking Chris Evans said Flame On. Deadpool was like, wait, what? And then he lit up and went to fire. I was like, bro, this man just spoiled that shit for me. He spoiled the shit for Deadpool. Since it was like an apocalyptic kind of deal, I just assumed this was like his Survivor fit. Like it was Mad Max vibes. So I was like, maybe he got like a different fit.
With all the cameos, I'm gonna be honest with you, my favorite will always, hands down, will be Gambit, because he basically keeps questioning where he comes from, right?
Yeah.
Because originally they were gonna make a Gambit movie, but they decided to scrap that fucking movie, and from there, Gambit was never seen in the big screen, right? So when they brought him onto this fucking movie, bro, I was so hyped up. That shit was fucking amazing. And especially with Channing Tatum playing this fucking character. Oh my fucking god, bro.
My favorite, bro, I don't even care. My favorite cameo was Blade, bro. That was like dead ass. On the list of cameos I was like actually not expecting When I saw Blade walk through that doorway, I got mad hype, bro. I got mad excited, bro. X-23, I was already like, okay, yeah. I already know she's gonna be in the movie because it was confirmed. I saw it in the IG post. It was like she was returning as X-23. Gambit, I also wasn't expecting. But Channing Tatum, his face looked a little too round to be like an accurate Gambit. He did an amazing job with his cameo, especially that card scene where he like pulled all the cards out of his hand and it was glowing purple. That shit was hard as fuck. That was fire.
That motherfucker was playing with that deck. He was like fucking, and then fucking threw it. Oh my god, that was so amazing to me. I love the interactions when it came down to Deadpool and most of the characters, especially the Johnny Blaze one. I fucking love that one so much, especially with the ending where he proved us right. He proved us wrong. He didn't lie. Johnny did fucking say that.
Oh fuck me.
Overall, when it comes down to this movie, how do you place it?
Oh, number one. This is number one. This is number one, bro. I don't care.
Watch him change his mind after the fucking the fucking Sonic movie comes out.
Of course, obvious. I thought you were referring to like MCU. For a good little second, the first Doctor Strange movie was my favorite movie because that shit was amazing.
How would you rate now the future of the MCU with also news coming out talking about how Mr. Robert Downey Jr. back to play not fucking Iron Man, but to play our main villain for our next two movies of the Avengers?
I'm gonna give him a chance to like actually prove how good of it. Like I know he's an amazing actor. I was really hoping it would be someone else because literally in the Deadpool movie, they gave me the impression that they would be done with the majority of the multiverse shit because he literally said that. He was saying that he went like, hopefully the multiverse shit is over because this has been miss after miss after miss. And I was agreeing with that shit, bro, because damn near every multiverse. Damn near, almost, not all of them, but damn near every multiverse movie that Marvel has made in the past 5 fucking years, 80% of them have been shit, bro. Like, not shit, but they haven't been where you want them to be. The only one that's been like, that I'd put at the top of the list for multiverse movies recently is obviously No Way Home. Multiverse of Madness was kind of It's like, okay, the multiverse, but like, what the fuck does this add to the goddamn story?
The both Spider-Verse movies?
Oh yeah, I forgot about those too. Those are in the top. Those are like,
Loki did multiverse very fucking good.
Loki was amazing. That's one of the, like, off movies, obviously we can't include it, but off multiverse projects itself, I'd say Loki is one of the best ones they've ever released.
So
especially season 1. I haven't watched season 2, but season 1 was, oh my god, that show was amazing.
I'm just saying that when it came down to the multiverse thing, I don't get the fatigue. I guess, like, you know, if they keep doing it wrong, then yeah.
I feel like they've done it so many times that they need to chill out. Like, you can't establish your own universe if all you're doing is multiverse movie. What I'm saying is like, chill out on the multiverse. Go ahead and make your, your Fantastic Four, your X-Men. Because what I'm thinking right now is that you know how the Avengers have been the main team for like the past 12 years. I feel like the X-Men are now going to take up that mantle, which is what it was before the Avengers were, because before we got the MCU, they literally just took the back burner heroes and just said, okay, bet we'll use these people and create a universe around them. I feel like the X-Men are going to take the spot that the Avengers have had for the last like decade and a half, 22 decades, and I'm not mad at it, because originally that was kind of the plan. That's why we had literally a 20-year run on X-Men movies. But because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, bro. They knew what they were doing, but they had shitty execution, bro. What the fuck was that first Deadpool adaptation? But now I feel like they're gonna take up that mantle of the Avengers. There's been instances where Iron Man has turned into Doctor Doom. There's been instances where Doctor Doom has taken the role of Iron Man. So what I think is that this isn't Doctor Doom. Like, this isn't just the default casting for Doctor Doom. This is another variant of Iron Man who got to the point where he took over the mantle of Doctor Doom, and now we have to combat this person. And I hope they actually take time to get there. Please just take your time on this, because I do not want this shit to be rushed. They need to lay out the groundwork for this shit instead of just jumping straight into it. If they jump straight into it and this motherfucker gets introduced and damn near dies in the very first movie, and then he dies a movie later, like, I'll be actually upset, man. I'll be upset. They could just say it's a different variant. You know what they could do? They could do like, okay. Oh yeah, did you see the video that I sent you as to why Doctor Strange let Iron Man die? He had to make sure Tony died Because if he didn't die, then Tony would have, he already discovered time travel. If he didn't die, then he most likely would have discovered the multiverse, which means if he discovered the multiverse, he would try to start fixing problems outside of his original timeline, which would, one, fuck things up, and two, most likely end up with Tony turning into superior Iron Man, which would kind of, which is why Strange was like, okay, Tony has to die or he will become the biggest problem that we have. This is why I love this theory. They could really make this movie take place in a world where they just killed Thanos the regular way, and then Iron Man survived, and then he ended up doing things and getting, you know, stronger, all that shit. And then he ended up becoming sort of a dictator because he wanted to fix these problems outside of his universe that no one else was willing to take the risk of doing. So maybe that's how he got to this point, and because of that, maybe instead of becoming taking up the superior Iron Man mantle, he just straight up took the Doctor Doom mantle. He was like, okay, bet Iron Man don't want to fucking work, I'll just end up being Doctor Doom. It would make sense for him to just become superior Iron Man because he's still Iron Man. All of his suits are part of his like, you know, his character. But yeah, that's just a possibility. That's one of the things I could see. That's one of the directions I could see this shit going in.
Another one that I could go for, I'm gonna be honest with you, would be more of the how the Fantastic Four movie is gonna happen. I'm assuming that that's where Doom will come from, the universe where the Fantastic Four are coming from, because that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And since he's going to have this higher power, then, you know, he's gonna go do all this shit with, you know, the knowledge that he has, because Doom is smart as fuck.
In the TVA, or at the end of the Deadpool movie, where they were like, where Deadpool asked if he could do something about his friends in the Void. One of the friends in the Void just happened to be Human Torch and Gambit. If they reset the timeline to be something, you know, different than what happened that put them in the Void, whoever was Doctor Doom in that universe, maybe that's the person that became Iron Man, and Robert Downey Jr. was the one that became Doctor Doom. Maybe that's just the default in that universe, because it could just be an entirely different universe.